What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to the 2D platformer tutorial. Today I'm going to be showing you how to do some very simple shooting, so left and right shooting, and also our camera is now following us, as you can see here, and we are still moving. Yeah. Okay, so let me show you how to do the shooting. We added two new scripts, our bullet force script and our shooting script, and we also modified our moving script. So we modify our moving script by adding public and static int right here. Well, we made a variable that's called direction facing, and it starts out as 0. I'll explain this. Static means that it's the same everywhere, so if we modify it somewhere else, it's the same in here. So if it's 1 here, so if we change it to 1, then it'll still be 1 over here. It's not going to be different for each thing. Okay, now public means that other classes can use it, basically. Int means it's just a number without a decimal. Okay, direction facing is our variable name, and we're setting it to 0 first because our guy's not facing anywhere first, and we don't want him to shoot anywhere first until he starts moving. Okay, until he starts moving and facing a direction. Okay, so our A key, we made it to where we're facing, our direction facing is 1 and our right is 2, so 1 is equal to left and 2 is equal to right, so you gotta remember that later. So here's our shooting script. We have our game object bullet right here, our variables for position left and right, and we set them here in the update. It's just our player position, and you add coordinates along the x-axis to where it doesn't spawn inside him, it spawns to like the left or right of him instead of inside him. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is, if we say we click the mouse button and we're facing the left, because direction facing is equal to 1, and that's left, then shoot left, go to our function and shoot left. Else, if we're not facing left, then if we're facing right, shoot right. Okay, so what we're going to do is, if this shoot left function gets called, we want it to instantiate a bullet, which means put it in the scene and put it at position left with normal rotation. Same thing with this shoot right, except it's at the right position instead of the left position. Now here's where the force comes in that makes it move. Okay, so we couldn't do it in this update function here because when we clicked, it only called the function 1 frame. Okay, well, not 1 frame, it only calls it once. So that means our bullet would move for a teeny bit and you couldn't be able to see it, and it would just fall. So what we need in here is we need it in the update function, which we have in here. And we have our variables up here. We have our speed, only go left, boolean, only go right, boolean, which are false because we're not left or right yet. Okay, so if we're facing left, then only go left is true. If not, then we're facing right and only go right. Now the reason why I'm doing only go right is because if we put this here and we copy this and do this and ignore the only go left, then if we go like that and we do A, well, click A, shoot, it'll go left, and then we click right, it will go say if it's facing right now, so I'll add to the right. No, we want it to keep going left even if we turn right. Okay, that's why we have to only go left, because once we shoot it that way, we want it to keep going that way. So in the update function, we have, if it's only go left, then add our force to the left right here, and then if we're only going to the right, add force to the right, and it's times our speed, so you can adjust it. And yeah, that's basically it. So let's get into the game and explain this. Oh, and the reason we have it in the update function is because we need it to be constantly adding the force so it doesn't just go and stop. Okay, so that is our shooting. Now, to make our camera follow us, our guy centered, we just need to parent our camera to our stick dude, which means you drag our main camera onto our stick dude. Okay, and there we go, now our camera's following us. And to get our bullet to spawn, we need to drag our bullet as our bullet prefab. You see we defined our bullet right here. It's a variable and it's public so the inspector can see it. And then we make our bullet prefab our bullet. Okay, now we don't want to just random bullet in here, so make a prefab. A prefab is a object that is not in the scene but can be called from outside the scene, like in a script. And it can be called like shooting or whatever and be called inside the scene and instantiated. Okay, so to make a prefab, what you need is you need your sprite or whatever. So I have my sprites in here, I have my bullet sprite, and then you just turn it into a game object. So we'll do that. and then you can add like whatever components you want, and then you go back to your assets or wherever folder you want and drag this back, and now it is a prefab. Okay. Oh, let me delete that. Delete this. There we go. Now we have our bullet prefab here. It has a circle collider. Let me show you. Circle to collider to make it look like a bullet. If you guys want to know how I zoom in like that, you just push F, highlight the object and push F. It has a circle collider to do bullet stuff. Yeah. Anyway, we have a rigid body so it can apply forces to it. And there we go. So now we have our prefab with a bullet, and we can call it from outside the scene. The speed that we want it to go is 1,000 because bullets go pretty fast. There we go. Oh, it's still zoomed in on the scene. Okay, so that is our tutorial. If you guys enjoyed this tutorial, please hit that like button and subscribe to my channel, and comment in the comments below what you guys thought of this tutorial and what you'd like in the next tutorial. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.